Well, hey, Christy.
Hi, Kelly.
Guess what day it is?
It's Podcast Thursday.
Thursday, when we get to podcast. And for everyone who's listening, why did we not podcast last Thursday?
Because we were together.
I know.
Kelly came to Kansas City to see me.
And I got to experience a real Kansas City storm. 0 stars. I give it 1 star. The roof didn't blow off the house, so 1 star.
But it feels like a lifetime ago.
I know, but it was it this Sunday? Oh, Sunday before. Yeah, this Sunday.
It was this Sunday.
Yeah, 4 days. Wow, you're right. I was going to say that was a week ago, right? Nope, that was 4 days ago. No wonder I'm so goddamn tired in the morning.
Listen,
It didn't help you're in mountain time, right? You're mountain time?
No, we're central, Kelly. Midwest is central.
Oh, Midwest is central. Listen to yourself. Does that make sense? Midwest is central. Okay, geography. Anyway, central time zone. And Christy's daughter was in a nationals bid tournament. That's why we were going to hang out. And she was in the morning wave. And for all of you parents who've been in volleyball tournaments, you know what time that fucking morning wave starts. So what time were we waking up every day?
5:30.
30 Central.
Which was 3:30 your time.
Every day. Worth it. Worth it. It was great.
Well, I think we have to unpack that this last weekend because there's a lot to unpack there between you meeting almost all of my family. And
I did say that to Andrew. I was like, I met 5 of Christy's siblings and her mom. He's like, 5? How many are there? 5 was 2.5 times more than he has in his whole family. So
it's
he's
pretty
like, what?
crazy. It's a pretty crazy sitch in general. Well, first of all, we're gonna do what we usually do, which is bullshit and talk about our weeks and the crazy things that happen. But we're gonna do something else too. Our theme of the week is the guilt carnival.
Yes, that's right. Because in honor of Mother's Day coming up, we should be definitely talking about all of the fun things that we can compete in as moms where nobody's actually winning ever. If momming was an Olympic sport,
If momming was
nobody wants it.
I know. I don't know if I'm failing or winning that one, but I will say that this, I basically think everything I'm doing is wrong and my kids are completely going to be screwed up forever. And then I'm like, is that just parenting though?
Exactly.
I don't know. So we're going to get into that.
Yeah, because this weekend was definitely, I got to be like an outsider looking back in on mom life during busy kid sports season, but also like the early years of your kids and then early teen, mid years of their life where they're spicy. And I'm watching Christy, who's like, I'm failing everything. And I'm like, girl, you're not failing any of this. You made a homemade dinner. You're crushing it. So we thought this feels like the right episode to do for sure.
Absolutely. But I made 2 homemade dinners.
Brags. Nobody likes a bragger.
I'm not bragging. This is just one thing I get right. I am a very good cook. Period.
Yes, and I will. And she's not cooking for 5 people. She's like 15 people. For one brief fleeting moment, Christy thought maybe we should just order pizzas and we can just chill. And I'm like, yeah, I'm into that. And then she quickly changed back to, how about also I just do a homemade chicken parm? Okay, girl, whatever floats your boat.
I mean, again, when you feel like you're feeling at a lot of different stuff, it's hard. I mean, it's really hard. It's hard. But let's talk about, guys, Kelly came to visit. And can I just tell you, her reviews with both my friends and family were nothing but 5, maybe 6 stars. Mary Catherine maybe likes you better than me.
I just want to say hi, Mary Catherine. Happy almost Mother's Day. I got a woman herself. So nice.
So who did you meet? You met John, Melissa, Jenny,
Eric.
That's it. You met 4.
No, your other sister.
Debbie. So you met 5.
Yeah.
So you were only missing Michelle, Angela, and Liz.
And one was traveling and 2 were in a different state.
Correct. That is in fact correct.
Otherwise, it was the whole gamut, except for your dad. That would be its own podcast episode.
We're not doing that because that would put Christy. I would be in the psych ward.
Christy would be like, we would be podcasting from this insane asylum.
They don't call it that anymore. It's the mental health wing.
Oh, so sorry. That place. is where we would be visiting Christy.
Raise your hand if you've never been.
The that wing of a hospital?
Yeah,
Were we visiting or were we having a weekend sleepover?
either one.
I may have been there working, but neither of the other two. I don't actually think I've ever been, but that is not a flex. No, that is just a fact. But I could say it did remind me of all the goings on for Christie's weekend. I was like, oh, I remember this phase.
Well,
Holy bananas, it's tiring.
it is tiring, but also I did go to that actually very happy place one time because going through the divorce, it was Halloween week and Colton was sick and I hadn't slept in 4.5 days. And it turns out if you go for a certain amount of time without sleep, your body won't sleep.
Oh, God. Well, isn't that one of the torture mechanisms is to keep people awake?
Yeah. I mean, it's actually one of the most effective forms of torture is to keep someone awake. So, let's go back to why I ended up in the mental health wing, Colton and Hay sorry, Colton and
Just
Bradley. Oh, I didn't just say that.
I didn't get the lead in, but now I'm riveted. Yes. Let's go back to that part I didn't know we were
No.
in.
No, no. So, but being a busy mom and my kids are 11 and 7, and it's a lot right now, to say the very fucking least.
It's a lot, and you're not really supposed to have so many swear words. I remember now thinking, I can't swear in front of my young kids because they'll start swearing. And then you think, no, they won't. And then I observe, oh, yeah, they will. So I was trying to be my own censor police for the weekend
I don't
because
rem
you
I don't
can't swear.
remember I don't remember you swearing at all.
I think I said hell, and then Colton replaced it with hell, or he repeated it. I was like, shoot. But then you said something, he repeated your bad word. And I was like, okay, Kelly, no swear words. That was a conscious effort to not swear. Don't
I
worry,
am
I'll all out on Monday's meetings.
I am really proud of you. Speaking of mom guilt numero uno, I traditionally don't swear in front of my children, but since you've been here and throughout this week, I have cursed at them. I don't call them names, but
No,
this week has been such ridiculous fuckery. Like, nobody wants to do what they're supposed to do. Everyone is fighting with me. And then for instance, let me tell you a little story about this morning. Okay. So
no.
you did Presley's hair while you were here.
Yes.
Thank you, Kelly, and fuck off. Because
I love you. Also, a pissed right off.
so I have been trying to do Presley's hair her entire life, but she's very tender-headed. And when she starts to cry and act like a total baby, do you my brush gets tighter, I think. Like, I'm just like, if this is your biggest problem, kid, also beauty is pain, get fucking used to it. Right?
You
So
asked.
I haven't done her hair in forever, and she suddenly so I'm out of practice is what I am saying, and I don't know how to Dutch braid, which I tried to do the other day, it was an epic fail. But anyways, this morning, Presley just trots downstairs and was like, "Mom, I need a fishtail braid. I'll be down in, like, 10 minutes." So here I what do? I go to the computer and I
Preschool?
what?
Fishtail braid before school in the morning? Nah, that's no.
I did it, I did
You
it. While I was do first of all, Colton decided he has my kids are not allowed to watch YouTube.
mm, whoops. I
Colton
mean, we were watching funny YouTubes, but go on. Whoops,
Well,
sorry.
they can watch it with me, that's different, because then I'm monitoring what they're seeing. Because Colton will just go watch people play video games all day, which I think is the same as playing video games all day.
Maybe it's the virtual hangout, but anyways, Colton, fishtail braid, and Colton's not allowed YouTube,
Well,
and
so
it's
Co
not
yeah.
full time yet.
No, no, Presley's sitting there as I'm trying to do a braid I have never done. That's taking way longer. PS, I had my lash appointment at 9, then I've been in back-to-back meetings since, okay? So I had to get ready too, but that all went to so basically, my children both left, and I think I was in tears, and then Colton's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, I love you." And I was like, "I love you too, buddy. It's okay. It's gonna be fine," which I'm actually okay with showing my kids that I have feelings. I don't
Yeah,
like, I mean, I don't sit in my room and, like, waste away, but I think it's okay to, like, especially at these ages, like, I mommy has feelings,
yeah, and you can hurt them. You can
and you do
hurt them.
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that I mean, I don't remember that we were big swearers in front of the kids when they were little. I think there's a period of time where once you're old enough to have an iPhone, you're old enough to listen to your parents swear. But the majority of the time, if I was, and you can ask Emery, if there was going to be a swear word come out of my mouth, it was when I was doing hair for fucking dance. Like, I tell ya, and I would not say Emery's tenderheaded, but she is stubborn. And she would just be like, ow, if you have to put fake eyelashes and pin curls in a high pony before 6 a.m. on a weekend, you're allowed to do all the swearing and there will be tears and they might be yours and they might be the girl you just did the eyelashes on. It is a hard ass thing to do. So welcome to it.
Really grateful that Presley doesn't or drop dance and gymnastics pretty early. Like, she was very I mean, Presley's an athlete. As you got to see, she
That's
is
good.
incredibly athletic, and she's good at everything, but she found, like, soccer and volleyball to be preferable to her than, like, gymnastics, and she kind of talks about going back into dance, and my response to that is, "If you can show me you can do the splits, I'll pay for dance classes." And she's like, "Well, how do I get to do that?" And I showed her 3 stretches. I'm like, "If you do these 3 stretches, you will be able to do the splits." Occasionally, she tries to mom guilt me, and I'm like, "Whatever, let's talk about how much I pay in volleyball," and we're not doing that. But Kelly did Presley's hair, and she stole my hair bonnet, first of all.
Why you ordered a new one? Did it come in?
Yeah.
Didn't you order? Oh,
Did.
okay. Phew.
It did, but I spent 3 days with my hair waking up looking like I got out of Fraggle Rock or some sort of, like, had a fight in my sleep where someone tried to pull my weave out. Anywho, so she has it, but Kelly, I want you to know this. She didn't wash her hair for 2 days after you left, and she already hadn't washed it for a day and a half because you redid it for her. So Kelly did her hair twice. Presley liked it so much, and it was 2 little French braids on the front that pulled back into a bun. Presley made me fix it, like, with, the combs and hairspray and whatever for 2 more days. And I told her, I was like, "Hey, this is 2 basic French braids and a bun. I can do that in my sleep." But no, 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 what she wants from me
Me.
is a Dutch braids, which
Well,
are
they were those ones were Dutch braids because it's an upside down French braid, right? But it was probably so worn out by then you couldn't tell.
Listen, I tried to do a Dutch braid the other day and I'm like, go
Yeah.
under." And I'm like, "Why can't I get this? I can't."
With the wrong hand, you're like, "Ah, I gotta go." And even as I was doing it the first couple of times, I was, because it's been a while, like, did I just go under or over?
Let me go back here.
You gotta
Well,
go.
Presley's patience with you is epically larger than with me.
True though, you'll always get these comments from people. I shouldn't say you always. What you appreciate as a parent is when you get comments from other people how well behaved and polite and idyllic your children are. And then you're like, these fucking dumbers, like these guys, they're so rude to us. And it turns out, no, they're not rude to the world. They just save that for you. Thank you for that.
Well, my Presley's old therapist, she's not currently in therapy, although after this morning, I think I might send her ass back. But she told me, she said, because I mean, Kelly, you saw it at the tournament. She is the mayor. I mean, she's shaking hands, kissing babies, I mean, go ahead.
Sitting on laps of,
I had, like, 4 different moms who I haven't met go, "You're Presley's mom? Oh my gosh, I love her so much. She's so great." And I'm like, "Really?"
she's so engaging and like, hi. And then she's picking up the little kids. And that's kind of what you want. Okay. So tell me what her therapist said about why they're so different with their own parents. I'm curious.
Well, she said, "Here's the deal, Christy. You're a really good mom, and she feels comfortable with you. So she knows she can give you her worst self, and it's still gonna be okay." And I'm like, "That is not a fucking excuse."
Yeah.
So, in order to get her to behave with me, I need to be a worse mom.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
need to
focus on
explain
how
it
do
more.
I become a mom that she doesn't feel comfortable with acting like a total asshole.
Yeah. 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 I think Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't, I would always have said to my kids, yeah, I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. I'm here to be your mother. But those are to me also indications that, okay, they feel really comfortable to be their unfiltered self. And we get the best and the worst of them because they're very comfortable around us. So take it as a win. But on that invisible scorecard we're keeping, which there aren't a lot of you check boxes, there's a lot in the loss column. I think that that one you have to chalk up to they feel comfortable. I know Presley at one point, I can't for the life of me remember. I think you were trying to get her to go to bed. I don't remember what the particular thing was. And she just came whispered. And she's like, I'm just rage baiting my mom. And I'm like, you hilarious, but also you should go to bed because your mom's on a hair trigger.
Because mom's been rage baited. That I'm on the hook. I'm on the rage hook.
You were reeling her in hours ago, girl. You should go to bed.
I've been in the boat. You have reeled my ass, my rage baited me. I am in the net. I'm about to die. That's where I am at.
Yeah.
And I can't be held responsible for my actions. And then Colton and mom, I'm sorry. I have to tell this story on here. So I had set up, I didn't want to drag Colton to the whole like 3 days of volleyball because that's just hell on him. So I had it set up where, my sister was Melissa was gonna take him in the morning and Eric was gonna take him in the afternoon and like play with him and whatever. Well, my sweet mom decides that's fine. He doesn't need, I got it. No worries. Well, then she gave him his iPad all day. My son is highly ADHD and we have some behavior issues we work on, right? Therapy, all the things. And so we get home from the tournament and I look and I say something to him and his instant response is not in these words, but fuck you. And because not in those words for sure. And I looked over at my mom and I said, how long has he been on this iPad? And she's like, all day. And I just know I'm in for it because now I have to take it. Now he's like addicted to it. And now I'm the world's biggest asshole. At one point, this where the night ended was, and this is maybe not, this is the invisible scorecard where I'm constantly losing. At 7 o'clock, I finally picked him up, and he's not small. Took him into my bathroom, put him in the bathtub, and sat down and just started reading to him until he calmed down. And then I
Yeah.
put him in bed and he passed out. But I was crying at this point. I'm like, I'm trying to like entertain Kelly, not that she needs any entertainment, but I have my family over. And I feel like your kids act the worst like in front of your family.
Well, I think again, I wouldn't maybe, but again, it probably goes back to that safety, especially in families that are often together, which yours are also geographically co-located. You get to make opportunities to see each other a lot. So I think it's true, but in your case, it's because there's so much familiarity. But for me, it was like you never need to entertain me. I'm highly entertained by myself, but in that moment, I was more like, okay, how can I help Christy here? Because you were having a hard time, right? You see it on your face, and it was sort of, and it wasn't mad. You weren't tracking angry. You were tracking defeated, and that's hard to observe. So it was me just like, I'm just going to step in here however I can, and you did a great job of calming him down. And I was like, okay, how can I help? So that's tough. It's such a,
Here's how Kelly helped. She brought me a massive glass of wine
I
and
mean, play to your
everyone did the dishes.
yeah, we just cleaned the kitchen and brought you a wine, and then we didn't talk about it because like, let's
I'm
not
like,
rehash it. You just survived it. He went to sleep. And I'm sure he probably woke up with a raging headache after having that kind of like stress response to the situation. I'm curious, one of the things that in our template to talk about is this divorce disruption. And I'm wondering for you actively in this moment, does that enter your mind in these phrases? Like, what's in your mind in that situation related to being divorced? Whether that's did we break our kid? Would this be different if we were together? Like, I'm curious if that ever comes into your mind in the tough moments.
so just being completely vulnerable here. My marriage was so needed to end. And Colton has had these problems for like since he was 2 or 3. So I don't really go there as much. Sometimes I wonder if it's because I didn't leave soon enough.
Hmm.
And so he does play his dad card pretty heavy. Presley never does. but I don't feel like, did I break my kid? I just worry he's gonna love his dad more because I'm stricter. I know that sounds terrible to say out loud, but that's really with Colton, I'm like, "Do you not even love me?"
Yeah. Well, you're thinking that, right? Maybe
Yeah,
not saying that. Here's I have yeah,
I've said it before, I've said,
yeah.
"Do you love
You
me?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "How do you show me you love me? Because this doesn't feel like you do."
feel like it. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to what you said. Is he going to love his dad more because I'm the strict one? I think, and I'm coming from an N of one experience, but it's personal experience raising kids divorced and dad's tradition. So I'm observing the dad angle from the perspective of my husband, who was the dad to his son, right? So my stepson. And Andrew definitely wanted to have the fun house, like to not have to be the rules and all of that. But hey, we have other kids, so there are rules. So there do have to be rules. So one of the rules for me, if you're too sick to go to school, you're too sick to go to insert specific sport or event here.
100%.
Exactly. So that was one of my rules. And Andrew would have thought differently about that, especially as the kids got a bit older. If Aiden had a more important soccer game, it was like, yeah, but we got to go do this thing. But Andrew in his soul always wanted to be the fun house for his son. Now, maybe my daughter might say, not for those of us who lived here full time. But when Aiden got older, we were together 4 summers ago. We went to Cabo as a family. I was turning 50. They were all graduating from university, and I finished my MBA. So we did a sort of a really fun family trip. One of the nights, we were up way past midnight, and everyone else had been to bed except for Brady and Aiden and myself. And so we were talking about a lot of things. And one of the things that Aiden said to me was, he wished the other parents were more strict like I was. So younger Aiden probably wouldn't have said, oh, yeah, I love Kelly and all of her rules. But 23-year-old Aiden said, I wish that the other parents had been more strict with me. So I think the answer to, is Colton going to love me less because I'm stricter? Yes, for a period of time he may, in what is constitutes young kid love, but the older version of Colton is going to really love you for the rules.
Well, I hope so. And I don't wanna be loved more or less. It's not that type of a competition. It's much more. I am very, I'm pretty structured with them, like, real freaking structured. And because it's necessary to be, especially at this age, especially with everything that we have going on. And, we don't my ex and I don't co-parent well. Um, and that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, because I think when co-parenting isn't intentionally going well, it can sometimes also equally intentionally go poorly, where I'm basically going to fuck your mom on this one. I'm going to go against, I know if you're on your iPad all day, you're going to be a holy terror at night, and I'm dropping you off at 7:45, right? Like there is some of that that can be at play. Or I'm not going to give you a nap, and I know
Or
you'll be terror.
I don't know that my ex does it that I think that he just doesn't think about it. And I
It is true.
think that some of the conversations that have been brought up in front of the kids are wildly inappropriate. So, I do worry, it's funny, this kinda goes into choosing yourself, where Colton has had this consistent behavior even when we were married. I think the biggest piece that's hard for me is Presley. The mom guilt is strong with Presley
Mhm.
because, like, I'm going to Miami this weekend for one of my girlfriend's birthdays, and it's not my weekend, but Presley wants me here,
But
period.
she would be with her dad, right? She wouldn't be
Correct,
with you anyways. Okay.
correct. And when I went to New York, she didn't have a single game that weekend, but
Mhm.
she wants me here. She's getting better, but she didn't like to stay at his house during the week, ever, which they don't. That's not our schedule, but when I have to travel for work, they do.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she has this really like doesn't, and I think it's maybe a control issue with her. I'm not sure. Maybe she feels out of control. But like one of the things I've had to really work through is it's okay to choose me. Because
Yes.
here's the deal. I can't be a good mom if I have nothing to give.
Yeah. I think that we have this moms, and I shouldn't speak for dads, may feel the same way, but I do think that as moms, we have this feeling like you choosing to go to Miami to have fun with your friends is you abandoning your kids, even though you don't even have them. When you have somebody say, Mom, I want you to be here, I need you to be here, or Mom, I have a ballet recital, or Mom, I have a soccer game, one of 700 of them, you feel like you've abandoned your kids. But the other flip side of you choosing yourself and going away with your friends and doing those things to recharge your batteries is that you are being a model for the same kids, especially for a daughter, of what a functioning adult looks like.
If I'm a functioning adult for Presley, we're all fucked.
I didn't
Sorry.
say high functioning. I just said functioning.
Okay, thank you. Also, I am high functioning, damn it.
You are high functioning for sure. I know. I just think that we should try to not feel so guilty about the time alone or time with friends because you know what you feel like when you come back and you know how depleted you feel, especially after hard weekends or busy times. And so you're like, I need this for me, guys, and I'm a better mom when I come back. So you're welcome.
For sure, and I do really try
Well,
with my kids to it's funny, you know, this the self-care angle too, right? Because I do a lot of self-care, and I always have. I do some that's healthy and some that's not so healthy. Because sorry, I just
care
snorted.
comes, care
What?
comes in lots of different packages.
Care comes in all kinds of
Sometimes
packages.
it's liquid,
But
sometimes it's sunshine.
even just the basic remembering who the fuck you are, right? I mean, you can't this idea of selfless parenting or mothering is like it's old. It's not true. It's worn out. And you know, it's not you're not choosing yourself over your kids. It's not an either or proposition. You can need self-care and you can need to take care of your children, and both of those things can be true and they don't make you a bad mom.
Hmm.
I'm actually pretty decent about pushing through the guilt because I'll feel like shit till tomorrow when I get on that plane.
Yeah.
And once I'm on that plane,
Bye, guys.
bye. Right? And then the day that I'm well, and I think about them, right? I mean, Presley can't leave me alone to save her life. She now has a phone. So she's like FaceTiming me wherever I'm at. And she's like, show me what you're doing. Da, da, da. I'm like, this is rude. It's rude to everyone I'm with. Send me a text. I'll send you pictures. We're not doing this. But I do, once I get on that plane, I'm pretty good at being like, well, but
My time.
this weekend's different. I don't normally miss her games and things, but I'm missing a soccer tournament, which is I don't miss anything when it comes to their sports. But I figure Press is retiring from soccer, so it's not like you care that much anyways.
I probably missed out of all of Emery's dance things, 1 out of 10. And Andrew may have missed 9 out of 10. But if you ask her as a 20-year-old, she'll tell you the opposite. Dad was always there. Mom was never there. I'm like, what kind of alternate universe is the movie playing in your head of your growing up? What she means when you dive a little deeper is that dad was the one who would go to the book fairs at school and the midday whatevers that were at school, which was quite intentional in the career paths that we respectively chose, right? It was like Andrew's taking the one that allows him to be free to do those things in the middle of the day. Kelly's taking a path that makes her have to do a big girl job all the time. So it's like, God damn it. How did you remember that? But it does put me in mind of the next sort of thing we should talk about. And it's the sacrifices that they don't even notice, right? The thankless economy of mothering.
Okay, can I just tell you something funny? When
Yes.
I ask my children to do things, they say they're like, "I do everything around here." And I'm like,
Every
"Are you fucking high?" Because I I no, I don't actually say that, but I'm thinking, like, Presley will be like, "Well, why can't you do it?" As I'm, like, cleaning the kitchen, I'm actively doing something else.
I even observed you do way more than I did. Like, you were like, "Hey, Colton, what would you like to drink? Would you like this? Would you" he's sitting and you're in the kitchen. I'm like, "Bro, your legs aren't broken. Off the chair and go get your own damn drink." That's what I'm thinking. So you're kinder than I have.
I mean, you know
I
what?
wanted milk. Get your own fucking milk.
You're right. You are right about that. I think part of that is maybe I'm in the middle of 9 kids, so no one ever did anything for me.
Yeah.
Like, as far as, like, I mean, as far as, like, going to get me milk or ask even what the fuck I wanted, right? It's like,
Yes.
you're just going with the pack. So I think I probably over index there, but then I feel like I don't. And, they talk about, like, the sacrifices, like Presley sees you're going to LA for work as you're going to LA. And I'm like,
Yeah.
for work. I'm going to LA so you can live in this house, so you can have your freaking club volleyball, so you can, buy clothing and then never fucking wear it. A whole other stitch for this. Or like, for instance, I'm a good cook. So I've said that a couple times. I'm a great cook. Come to my house. It's fine. It'll be a little Midwestern. You're going to get like beef stroganoff and stuff, but I'll probably put bunch of healthy stuff in there. But no, Presley. So on Monday and Wednesdays when I pick her up, she has to go directly to volleyball practice for several hours. And so I try to make sure she has a hot meal on her way.
But there's no you would have 2 cheese strings and a handful of crackers from me and a purse banana, which, by the way, I tried
It's
and failed getting Presley to take one each of the days of her tournament, but never undersell the value of potassium. However, you are really going out there and all you probably are getting back in return is side eye because there's no salt on it or something where you're like, "Girl, do you know what it takes to put a hot meal in your lap? 4:30. Do you know how many other kids whose moms are doing everything are getting that? None of them. That's who, none.
It's funny because I think we do our podcast and because I believe in empathy and vulnerability and everything. I think that if like you have to be human. And so like this invisible scorecard, I think for like my not my age group, because my age group already had kids way earlier. But
And
I think for, like, Presley's generation of moms, I'm seeing it more and more kind of become a conversation about the struggle is real. And, like, where moms don't just, like, sit there and be like, "My life is perfect, and I
yeah,
did this." Where, like, you walk up to the tournament and someone just kind of looks dead in the eyes, and you're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And they're like, "Not really. No, I'm not.
barely made it
I'm
here.
not. I
Barely made
barely
it here.
barely made it here," and actually sharing real stories,
Yeah,
right? And I so appreciate that, but going back to the sacrifices they don't even notice, it's like anything that you're good at, your child's gonna want something else because they take that for granted.
true. You make it very seamless and normal. So then it's like white noise. Yeah, of course, there's like a tiny little parade for me and a week-long celebration of my birthday. Duh. Everybody has that, right? That's just normal. But oh my God, I didn't get chocolate chips in my muffin. The fuck is wrong with you, mom? Yeah.
I don't bake. They don't get muffins that aren't from the store.
Baking is just not for me. It's too particular. I like to just eyeball it close enough.
I'm,
I
like,
like
tasting it too.
yeah,
Tasting it too.
yeah. Let's
No.
talk about something you said earlier, but now you're putting me in mind to think of this as you're talking about what becomes normal for your kids. When they hurt your feelings, and they do, right? How are we meant to react? How should we react? Because you're allowed to have feelings. I think you're allowed to show them. And it isn't you trying to create emotional damage in your kids. It's like you showing the real side of mom. When you get a hot meal and you bitch that there's no salt or something, mom might cry. Like, that's mean, guys.
Well, really quick, Kelly, I don't know if you noticed this, but I carry salt packets in my purse. So that you keep using this example of not enough salt. That doesn't
Okay.
fucking happen around here, okay? I have salt packets in my purse. Um, so my My personal point of view on that is I think to show our children that we are human does them a service.
Agreed.
I think it depends on the situation. This morning, I lost my shit. In hindsight, I wish I'd have kept it together a little bit more, but I'm also tired, which PS I'm not like that's part of the self-care I need to be doing better, but I'm tired because I'm working late and I'm tired because I'm doing all these other things for my kids. But so especially as they get older, I think it's almost like in any relationship you have to choose your battles.
Mhm.
And I think that it's okay to show that you have hurt feelings because I'm a person.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
not perfect.
yeah, we're not bulletproof. We have feelings.
No, and even with Colton, I mean, the other night, that you referenced, like, shit, I hadn't slept. I mean, we'd been up. You and I picked you up at the airport at 10:30, and we didn't go to bed till 1. We got up at 5:30. We got up at 5:30, like, 3 days in a row and
Yeah,
didn't get a ton of sleep because 'cause we're trying to enjoy each other, which is
yeah.
not my kid's fault, but also I cannot be expected to be the exact same person every single day, and if you can do that, kudos to you. But I also am okay with my kids living some sort of real life. I don't feel the need to make their lives perfect. I want them to be good. I want them
Mhm.
to feel loved and supported, but also, you hurt my fucking feelings.
Yeah, and I think that, a lot of times, I think the only emotion I remember growing up, and my mom didn't lose her shit very often, which is probably bad. She was probably holding a lot of it down. But you associate this, mom's emotion with anger, like she's going to explode. That's the only thing. Sometimes I think the more powerful hurt feeling reaction that teaches children lessons is sadness, right? And in that moment with Colton, he was crying too, but he was apologizing to you because you were crying. And I think it's it's a lot of strength to show your kids, you made me cry. And it's not like I know how to make my mom cry. It's like, oh fuck, I broke my mom. I made my mom cry. And there's some accountability and ownership that has to come from that. I think that emotion is very powerful. So is silence, quite frankly. I've said it before, but my children know that if I sat in the back of my chair and said nothing, crap. Mom went beyond rage like snap to this one, she's going to give me emotional damage over the years about. So I think there's a range of emotions you can show your kids. I think it teaches them that their actions have consequences, even in the person who loves them the very most in the whole wide world and tolerates a bunch of bullshit. Sometimes you can take it too far. And so you're teaching them that's the line, you crossed it.
Yeah, and, I mean, nothing prepares you for being roasted by someone who still needs help finding their shoes or wiping their ass, right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't think I didn't get that memo at least.
yeah.
I think
And don't you wanna say it? That's some big words coming from someone who needs help wiping their ass, but you know you can't say that, but you want to.
Oh, my inner monologue for my children is very different than what comes out. I think when it comes to showing emotion, you have to show that you are stable and you are consistent, and not take your day out on them,
Yeah.
right? That's what I think is important. Now, because you said something that cut me to my core, and Presley right now at 11, she's wicked smart. She's got hormones like crazy, and she says things that she knows
Will hurt you.
will hurt me. Like, Colton is still at the age where he's just like, "I'm gonna throw whatever at you to get what I want." Right? Like, whatever I need to say, and he also, again, we have some different issues with Colton challenges, right? Like, he's highly ADHD. Like, this is just gonna be something that we work through and we do. Hopefully he grows out of, some of these behaviors, but I will say in that moment when I was crying with Colton and I was hugging him and I was crying, Colton always says he's sorry, which I think is good. Like, he's not like, for instance, this morning, he started in, Presley followed with her fishtail braid, and she's sitting on the couch going, I'm ready to get my hair braided. I'm like, have you brushed your teeth? Have you put on deodorant? You have no socks, no shoes on. Did you pack your lunch? No, but I'm ready. I'm like, you're not ready. And this is
The
every
battle.
single
Yeah.
fucking day with Presley. Did
Yeah.
you brush your teeth? Did you put on deodorant?
Yeah.
And so that makes me nuts. And Colton was already being an ass. And then Presley sits down and starts being an asshole. And then Colton's like, man, shit, this doesn't look good for any of us right now. So Colton starts
I'm
like,
gonna de-escalate the situation.
well, Colton starts being really nice to me. And then Presley gets pissed at him, like, fuck
There.
you, bro. Now you're making
Yeah.
me look bad.
Kissing her ass. I hate to remind you, but there's this like window raising a daughter. It's probably 12 to 17. That's not great fun. You're in it. You're in it. If she, I think sometimes I can't remember doing this, but I'm sure I did. You're just testing what are my boundaries with my mom and seeing what kind of mean girl shit I can get away with before she loses it.
Well, I mean, clearly Presley told you she was rage baiting me.
Well, yeah, I know she definitely was finding some fun in it. I did say, like, read the room, press, not the time. There are some times when you're like, mom's she's operating at about 80% capacity. Mom's given a good 15 right now, not the time to shank her in the ribs, child. Quietly, quietly go to bed.
Do you know what's hilarious about Presley and I's relationship is when we're by ourselves, there's no issues ever.
Yeah.
It's when you introduce anyone else, especially Colton, that shit changes.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but, also she's like, I mean, they are classic siblings, they hate each other, and I hated my sisters, most of them.
Well,
The
yeah.
one of the ones I'm closest to, like, I literally tried to kill her when she was a baby. I mean, I
Look how far we've come. And she's petite. You probably could have gotten away with it.
well, here's why she's petite, Kelly, because my 2-year-old ass this is what I think happened to Jenny, because as
No.
you know, Jenny's short. I mean, the rest of us aren't, and she's, like, 2 inches shorter than my short mother, like, we're not really sure what happened there, but when they brought Jenny home, and I think I've told this story before, I was, like, the light of everyone's life. And then Jenny showed up and no one paid attention to me. Suddenly, I'm a 2-year-old that's getting in trouble, that's not like getting all the attention anymore. We lived in a split level house. I drug her ass down the stairs and tried to throw her out the front door. My mom caught me at 2. So she was laying on a blanket. I pulled a newborn down the stairs to the front door, and I was opening the front door when my mom caught me. Like, I was like, this bitch has got to go.
No shade on Mary Catherine. There were 9 kids. Like, I mean, it's hard to keep track.
Well, I mean, also,
How
who's
did this
raising a
contribute to Jenny?
sociopathic 2-year-old? I mean, I was just like, "Bitch, this is my stage." Like, I'm
You I'm main character energy only. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
How do you
like,
think this contributed to her being short? Because you bumped her down the stairs.
I'm sure I broke, like, some spinal something somewhere or, like, I don't know. I always joke we joke about that, and I mean,
Listen, Jenny is a whole bunch of goodness and energy in a tiny package. That's all.
isn't she awesome?
Yes, I only wish she could have come back and joined us Saturday night. We only got to have a little bit of Friday night time. Maybe we should have a virtual catch up with Jenny
I
some
think I
night.
just need to bring Jenny with me the next time I come
Yeah,
out.
that's even better. You definitely need to do that.
She's a person I don't get sick of, ever.
There you go. That's a win. That is a
Especially
win
when she's away from her husband and her kids. Like,
because that's
Jenny
real Jenny then, right? Not selfless
yeah, I
mother
mean,
version. Yes.
also the VP of, client services or whatever, project management for a cybersecurity company, like, when she's just Jenny and you got to see just Jenny. I
Yeah.
mean, it was short-lived, but we do nothing but have fun.
I could definitely
What is
see.
that sound?
That's my dog barking at God knows what wind, Lord. Let's do the myth of the selfless mother because I feel like I'm gonna shut this door. I feel like that's maybe going away or gone away, but I'm not sure because Instagram kind of exacerbates it. This perfect mom, and she gives up everything for her children. Selfless moms don't disappear to Miami with their friends. Like, do you think that's gone away?
I think your algorithm is fucked if that's what you see. Because
Definitely.
and I said this a little bit earlier, what I see on mine is women having meltdowns with their children, like, afterwards, right? Or, like, how hard it is, and then going on vacation and all of these things, and I think that it is going away a lot. I think there is going to continue to be tension between moms that I'm saying moms, what the fuck? Moms, like the good Midwesterner that I am, moms. I
Right.
think there is still that tension between moms that work full time and those that don't. And I think schools, quite frankly, need to do a better job of when they schedule things, right? Like, let's not schedule stuff in the middle of the morning, like, right,
Yeah.
first thing or in the afternoon, late
Yeah.
afternoon, right?
Yeah.
But this like idea, so I think that selfless motherhood is out.
Yeah.
I think being a great mom who takes care of herself is in. And to
Mhm.
be honest with you, Kelly, when Presley looks back, I don't want her to think that I want her to think my mom was there for me. I don't want her to think that my mom gave up everything for me,
Right.
because then who wants to have children?
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. I think that old narrative of the mom who just kind of loses her identity entirely and she's completely behind her children is gone or going away. And the new narrative is really that if you're burnt out, you're no good for anybody. Right. So, whatever it is you need to fill your cup is what we need you to do so that you can come back to handle the shit you handle for us every single day. So, choosing to, you know, make it the next 25 years. Sustainability is the goal.
Well, and also too, like, I think that women are so much more dynamic than history has given us credit for. And I think that's really coming to the surface. Like, for instance, I have a group of I have a lot of friends. I'm very blessed. I have a lot of really cool women that I know that wanna hang out with me. Why, I don't fucking know. But when we get together, we kinda skip the bullshit, right? Like, our conversations, they're not bitching, they're just, like, sharing the stuff that I think it's like therapy, right? You're, like, sharing the stuff that maybe you're not sure about or whatever, to get reinforcement from your girlfriends. But there's this line, oh my gosh, and one of the little girls in the group says it, "We listen, we don't judge."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's one of my friend's daughters, but they're like 3rd graders, and that's their whole line. It's like, we listen, we don't judge."
I
Now
thought
they're 3rd graders, so they do judge.
they did. We just say it. Like when Emery was the same age and said, no offense, but this is about to be highly offensive. Sit, wait for it.
Yes.
We want to listen and we don't judge, but did you see what she was wearing? This
Well,
is what it
listen,
is.
I will be able to judge whoever I decide to. I just try really hard not. There's judging and then there's having fun. Okay, so for instance, I don't know if you were here for this. You were here for this. Remember my friend Sarah that came over? Awesome, lovely Sarah
Yeah.
to meet you. And
Yeah.
my sister Melissa was wearing the Land's End
The vest. Yes.
vest. It was no offense to Land's End, but like,
It was fine.
come on, Mel. I didn't say anything, but this is why I love my sisters and my friends, because Melissa followed up
Did you get a new vest?
yesterday. Hold on. No, it was with a picture of a Land's End catalog that said, "Let me know if you wanna borrow it." My response is, "I'm much more hoes are us, but thanks." Sarah, but I guess that was not real true judgment, but it kinda was. Like, when it's done in the context of, like, "I love you," and also, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
It felt way more like sisterly chiding. Even though she's not her sister, I was like, she's giving her the gears. And let me just say, the vest was fine if it was borrowed from Mary Catherine's. She's in her seas, and that is a lovely vest to keep warm when you're of a vintage that requires extra layers. But Melissa, you're a hot potato. You need to get on a Lulu vest or a Vuari or Athleta or so many choices for practice. I
Who
like the
has 5
pockets.
children, okay, so there's that. But also too, Land's End's
What does that have
expensive.
to do with it? Oh,
Well, I'm talking about, like, the different types, and, it's so funny because everyone's got their things or whatever, but Melissa's in her early 50s, but she doesn't look it, and she's smoking fucking hot.
smoking hot, and she had like the cool jeans on and the cool trainers on and everything else. It was just a slight miss on the puffer vest. That's all I'm saying.
Could you
Anyway,
imagine being the oldest diesel girl? This poor woman. This
she's like,
poor woman.
"Oh,
This poor
you
woman.
can fuck
So,
right off
it's funny, going back to the caring for yourself portion of it, women actually need, psychologically, that socialization
with other women."
with other women and other moms, and it's the healthy target is every week or 2
And
to
how,
have
like, for a day or a
no,
weekend?
uninterrupted hours
Okay,
with your girlfriends.
I believe. Excuse me, I believe it.
And the risk zone is when you start going a month or more and you haven't had that, that's problematic from a mental health perspective. So, like, what is it? Over 60% of moms say they don't have enough time for themselves.
I believe. I'm surprised it's not 100% of moms.
Well, but you have also people that are different and that aren't as what's the word I'm looking for, Kelly? Self-aware as we are, right?
Mm,
Like, I
mhm.
know who I am, I know my shortcomings, I've done enough therapy, I should have a G-Wagon, okay? Like, that's probably what I've paid in therapy in my life. Um, yeah, we need women need moms, but all women need to connect with other women, like, that's just it's a fact, and it has to happen on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I think there's just different energy that comes from a group of women sitting around. And if you could entertain the same topics in a group of men, it just feels differently. It just does. I think it's great when you have that time. You pointed out something, and I'm going to go back to what you mentioned about Presley having a phone and FaceTiming you. And though it's mildly disruptive to the time that you're spending, it's more disruptive to the moment that you're in because when you're in those friends' times where it's uninterrupted, you're not Christy Diesel mom. You're Christy Diesel, right? The woman who's got these friends and I'm doing these things. And the moment that you are FaceTime by your family, you are back into mom mode because that Christy Diesel single lady, and now I have to be mom. So it's like, hey, I'm on a call. Don't talk to me.
Single ladies.
Exactly. Okay, before we come up on the hour, we should probably do like a rapid fire. Going back to your comment about being with women who are real, let's be real. Rapid fire bad mom confessions.
Shit, there's so many, hold on.
So
Let
many.
me get there.
I think for the first and easiest, especially when they're littles, it doesn't work if you're a single mom though, is like pretending you didn't hear them call you the first 18 times, especially if you hope dad will get it. Like, oh, I didn't hear you. Meanwhile, we have supersonic hearing. Oh, I didn't hear you calling me. Did dad take care? Or, oh, you took care of yourself. Amazing.
I'm just trying to think of, like, I'm just like, God, I'm so open about everything I feel and do. Hold
Have you
on,
ever,
let me think.
how about forgetting something that was asked of you in the grocery store and then you're like, oh, they were all out of it?
That's lying to our children, let's be clear. I lie like
These are bad.
crazy to my
bad
kids, okay? Especially when it comes to shit they don't need.
Yeah, yeah, fair. Okay, how many times have you taken many, many deep breaths or moments in the car before you come in the house? Like that restorative time in the car. Just gonna
Can I
sit
just
here.
tell you, the 5 minutes after I drop my kids off at school every single day, I'm just like and I instantly feel better. I'm like, "Bye, fuckers. See, you're somebody else's crazy ass problem." Although both my children behave incredibly well at school. I get told that nonstop. Fuck off, both of you. Presley and Colton, when you're older and you watch this, I just want you to know a couple things. 1, while I was sad the second I dropped you off, the 30 seconds after were maybe the best of my day. And when you go to bed at night, oh, also too, the bedtime thing, right? Like, Also, I have to tell you a really bad mom confession. So, our school wants, my son to read 400 books this year to be part of an ice cream.
400? Jesus
That's what
Christ.
I
In the
that's what I
school year?
said. And
No.
don't post this one, but have I fibbed a little on that? You bet your sweet tits I have. Okay.
400. I'd round up from 40.
Well, you have to write the name of the book, and you have
Oh,
to write when they read it and all of this, and
none
I
of your
mean, it
goddamn business, that's when.
but then he won't get to go to the ice cream party,
For fuck's sakes.
and
Okay,
you
so
get
the
ice cream so many times in the week, but this party is a really big deal.
this is different ice cream. So do you get to pull the other bad mom lie then in reading the books and just fabricate whole pages or skip them entirely? You're like, "Hey, the end." Do you get to do that version of the book, like, when they want one more story?
And there are sometimes so you can like, he's supposed to read them, but he's a really good reader, right? So, like,
Mm.
Colton is killing it at reading. Um, but, yeah, so I'll like, when he's not feeling up to it, I'll read every other page. We make it a game. You read, I read, you read, I read. And it's 400, you can read them to them, part of them to them, right? But, yeah, you know,
Well, I
but
don't
we're
think
going
that's not bad mom, that's just, like, quality parent.
sometimes bad mom confession.
Complicit in lies to the school. Heck.
I'm like, "Colton, please don't rat me out." Also, sometimes I count down the minutes till bedtime like a vacation.
Yes, or the number of sleeps to the weekend when they're going to their dad's house. 2 more sleeps, I can make it.
I have definitely done that.
Eh,
Sometimes
when
this is bad mom confession, and I wouldn't trade my children, but sometimes I miss my life before I had them because no matter the age, something chemically in you changes when you become a mother.
Yep,
And there will never be a time that you are completely carefree because 'cause you're always worried about the little fuckers.
yeah. Well, your life and who you were, because even you just said it, the wiring in your brain was different, and it'll never go back.
Let's see, what are my other, like, my deep, deep-seated
I think I would say I track my children more than I would admit to them I do, but it is not from a nosy it's not like I'm gonna call you out and say, "Why are you on the 405 right now?" It's for peace of mind. It's like, "I need to know where my chickens are right now." Oh, there they are, and that's it. That's why I don't tell them. It's because it's for my own peace of mind.
Yeah, because, again, your mind's completely rewired because you've had children. Spent more time in the bathroom that was necessary, for sure. Although that doesn't deter my kids are at the age that that doesn't deter them as much as I wish it would.
Have you seen those Instagram reels where they let kids go in the bathroom for 1 minute and say as many curse words to the phone to the camera as they want? Have you
Yeah.
seen it? Yeah, okay. I feel like I've probably had that moment many, many times as a mom where it's just like, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and I'm gonna talk shit about you for 1 solid minute just to get it out. "You son of a bitch. Oh, God damn. Are you fucking kidding me?" Like this. And then I come back outside. I feel like this rapid fire is giving you a migraine.
No, I'm just thinking of like, I'm trying to be, like I'm trying to be real and honest, Kelly, like, I'm like because I think so much as a mom and a woman, you always try to, like, look for the positives, right? You wanna, like, find the bright spot in your day, and they are the bright spot in my day, but sometimes when they're gone, I don't miss them. I always worry about them, but I don't miss them. I'm trying to think of, like, what else. I'm just
I
you
think
know you know what? Here's bad mom confessions. Here's what pisses me the fuck off. If I sit down at my house, somebody needs something,
always.
and I'm just like, "Fuck off."
I would like to be untethered from everybody. Yes. I do
You know
think that fuck off comes into my head quite often. Everybody fuck right off. What is that movie line where she's like, "You can fuck off to the top of fuck off mountain."
again, I have given my son his iPad for an entire day when I needed a break.
That just is I ticket to entry. I have played when I was telling Mary Catherine when Emery was little, we didn't have streaming services yet. Like there was no Netflix where it just played endless episodes, but we'd put DVDs of Dora on because my daughter would wake up at the crack of dawn and I would just lay on the couch and go back to sleep. And she would wake me up, next episode, mom, just enough to click the button and go back to sleep. That, hey, she was in the crook of my knees on the couch. She was safe. I was not parenting necessarily.
No? Let's see. Sometimes when I hear the word mom, my eye twitches, which I don't think is a good response.
Many of the times when I turn my head away from my kids, it's not that I'm thinking, it's because I'm rolling my fucking eyes at how stupid the question was. Inside my head, I'm going, are you fucking kidding me? It's also tangentially related to how much Botox I have.
I've Googled, "Am I a bad mom?" more than once.
Don't ask ChatGPT that. He has too
I
many receipts.
no, I don't I've never put that in ChatGPT, but I might do that later. Sometimes I love my kids more when they're asleep.
Definitely. They're beautiful when they're sleeping. I've hidden snacks that are my favorite and just said they were gone. Crisper drawer is the best place. Nobody's looking there. I had that shit in there, back of the fridge. Nobody will find it. That's for me. No,
No, it's funny, I don't have snacks, like because my fridge would look very different if I didn't have children. I'd also be about, I don't know, 40 pounds thinner. Because I can keep bad shit out of the house, I just can't, like, once it's in there. I'm trying to think, I mean, I have so many. I have so many mom confessions. It would be an entire episode. I don't love being needed 24/7. I'm not a mom that's like, "I need you to need me." I'd prefer that you didn't and we just coexisted together.
I think that's true for mom life and your work life, right? As a leader, I don't need to be needed. I need to be untethered and just call me when you need a firefighter or cheerleader. Please don't ask. I don't want to make all the decisions all the time.
My kids ask so many questions, and even, like, the ones that should be sweet and cute start to irritate me, so I just lie. Because they think I know everything.
Yeah,
Instead of
might as well.
explaining to them that I don't know it, because then they're like, "Why don't you know it? Look it up, da 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 da," which
Yeah,
also my kids grew up with technology, so they're like, "Well, go look it up." But Presley especially, she's really smart, so she asks so many questions all the time, and "I don't know" is not an answer that
not
works
a
for her, so I
not an
just make
answer.
shit up. She's gonna go into adulthood and think like, I mean, I can't even I just make it up.
She'll be like, "My mother was a genius," or "She's a goddamn liar." Here's a good
Well,
here's a good mom confession story. Early days of Aunt Brady and Andrew and I were just dating. Brady needed to go to bed, and he always had so many questions. Mom, one more question, one more question. This particular night, I'm in a one-bedroom apartment, so we're in the living room. He's in the bed. Can you come tuck me in? Sure, buddy. I go in and tuck him in. 2 seconds later, tuck me in again, tuck me in again. So I'm going back and forth into this room. And each time I'm going in, Andrew can hear it from the living room because it's a small apartment. Tighter, tighter. And then he hears, ow, mommy, that hurts my neck. I'ma tuck you the fuck in like a burrito that can't breathe, my child. There was a moment where I'ma tuck you in. All right. That one I had actual evidence that I may have been tucking him in a little too aggressively.
that's okay, I think it's fine for them.
It's
I
good
some
stories later.
No, I mean, here's the deal, and if Colton will never know what it feels like to be a mom, if Presley chooses to be one, like, good for her. I have eaten stuff in secret so I don't have to share. Like, my
For
son's
sure.
favorite thing in the world is steak, and sometimes it's not in the budget or I just don't feel like making him steak. The other night, I let my kids eat snacks all night and didn't feed them a proper dinner. Let's see.
I'm waiting for you to go to the bad mom confession part in this little string. None of these things sound bad to me. Yes, and how popcorn
These
counts
aren't
as
bad.
dinner.
I'm not killing it.
You're not you're not breaking it. This is all totally fine.
I've totally lied. about mommy, you'll be up in a few minutes because I know they'll pass the fuck out. Like Presley all of a sudden wants me to like put her to bed like I put Colton to bed, but she's 11 and he's 7 and that changes and it should change. And I'll just be like, I'll be up in a few minutes. And I know I won't.
I'm surprised any of our children have any sense of time because between the lie of I'll be up in a few minutes and it's 28 minutes, or Mom, can you lay with me for 2 minutes and it's 14 seconds? You're like, yep, that was 2 minutes. Bye. Yeah, the time is a bit, it's not, it's finite, but it's not necessarily standardized.
No, it's not, and I think, like, Presley can now tell time, which is very unfortunate for me, which is also interesting. She rushes me for, like, everything now, and I'm like,
I love when they rush you, but they aren't really ready. Because Pressy was rushing you the first day for volleyball. And then you're like, so you have everything you need? Yeah. And you're like, so your shoes and your backpack over there and your empty you're good to go. We can leave the house right now. You should have just shoved her in the car. Okay, let's go. Mom, I have no shoes. I have no water. Maybe don't rush your mom then. And also, were we on time? Damn right we were. You
"We
may not.
were early." I mean, the place hadn't even opened yet.
I love that Presley was trying to tell you how to drive to the spot. She's telling Christy, you should be over in this lane. Christy, the driver, is like, yeah, you can't see that those are merged left fucking lanes for construction. Genius. Like,
I did
please.
not say fuck.
No,
I
but
think I did say genius.
you did say genius, but I was like, until you are actually a licensed driver, give nobody advice.
Hmm.
Uh,
I
it's
let
way funnier.
I let
Oh,
my
yeah.
son wear socks that didn't match today because that was not a battle I was gonna pick or
That's
fight. So sometimes they go to school with questionable things. Sometimes their hygiene's questionable because I'm not fighting with it. Presley, if you want to smell like a flippin' onion,
you
by
go
all
for
means,
it. You
go
go for
ahead.
it. When my
I've bribed them to get through situations for sure.
I love that we think any of this is actually bad momming. This is just coping. Like, come on. We made it. Actually, you're in the middle of it.
I
You're
am
almost there.
I am square in the middle of like hard things. I've lied to them before and told them mommy's sick when I'm just fucking tired. So I'm like, hey, you need to leave mommy alone. She's sick. Do they leave me alone? No, that one
No,
never fucking works. I swear to God, they need more
they need
things.
more.
They need
They need
more. I don't
more.
know. I'm just trying to think of other things. I've made fun of my daughter on my podcast many times.
I have shared embarrassing stories of my children repeatedly.
Although Presley wants to be on the podcast. She thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Well, actually, didn't you say Presley has plans to take over the podcast, not even be on it? She just wants to run it.
Presley, like, she does. So for April Fools next year, she wants to be me on the podcast. She wants me to get her a blonde wig. Actually, she wants to dye her hair blonde, which is a whole other conversation. And I'm like, no, but you do it. Yeah, because I pay for it, period. And you're
Period.
11. We're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not what we're doing.
I feel like we have to wrap this episode up. So here's what I'm going to say. Moms, you are doing a great job. You're doing a great job. To all my mom friends, you're killing it. You guys all raise your kids different. And I think every kid needs a different upbringing because we're all individuals and you're killing it. And I hate that we all have this guilt. And hopefully, as we continue to evolve, maybe our daughters won't have as much guilt. That's like the
Exactly.
goal, right?
That's the goal. And they listen, moms, our kids don't need perfect. They really just need real and the things that you think are wrong are what make you human. And I think that that's not a bad thing to teach your kids. So keep it up. You're in the middle of it. Yeah. You'll get to the other side of it eventually. And in the meantime, you'll hide a lot of snacks and you'll tell a lot of lies. And it won't change one little bit how much they love you when they're 30.
It is true, and also one more thing. Most bad mom moments aren't bad. They're just what it looks like when someone's taking care of everything,
Yeah, exactly. She
right?
tired, everybody. Give her a break.
She's
Yeah.
tired. All right, like, follow, share, keep listening. We've got a bunch of new followers, so I don't know where you came from, but thank you so much.
And welcome. Welcome
You're
to the dumb
welcome.
fuckery.
Welcome to being vertically unstable. My earring keeps popping out of this ear, and it's all of my earrings. I don't know what's happening here, but
It might
anyway.
be the hole. Blame it on the hole, always.
Okay, on that note, until we meet again. Bye.